Good morning, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm going to start out with before Dr. Eileen does the opening prayer, to tell you all how well she's doing, because I think that's something we've been worried about, sending so many prayers up to Boulder Creek. You know, when you have some. I have another friends that live up in Bedmolen, and they were feeling it too. And so when we know people and where they are, we can visualize those prayers actually going to them, and that really helps as far as I can see. So it's a wonderful thing to be able to do. So we're going to start out with our wonderful Dr. Eileen doing an opening prayer.
Phones off after you do the Facebook thing?
No, do the Facebook thing and then turn your phones off.
Especially in honor of our speaker today.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And I do want to thank you all for your thoughts and your prayers and you know, for checking in on me and really, you know, being very wonderful. As wonderful, just when I think that I know about how wonderful this place can be and you people can be. You guys raised the bar to a new level of wonderful. And, you know, my home is safe.
Yay!
Fire is 65% contained. They expect full containment by maybe Tuesday. And by next weekend, they expect to have the fire out. So, thank you. And I know that, you know, the fact that we have been so fortunate to have as little loss of you know, or say as little human damage. You know, there was no one killed.
Yes.
And injuries were, you know, not bad. So,
But our firefighters,
Yeah.
several firefighters have been injured in this one.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
of the steep terrain, so that's some extra energy.
yeah,
One is really upset he may not be able to come back.
yeah, when he fell 50 feet down an embankment and broke his wrist and had his face cut up a bit with it. But really, it's been amazing. They've been amazing. And I know your prayers and thoughts around them have been greatly appreciated and have really made a difference. And, you know, as we continue the prayers for those, you know, both here and in the North Bay, you know, our friends and fellow human beings over there.
Is Amanda okay?
You know, Amanda is okay.
She's in San Francisco. I talked to her.
Oh, is she?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she was doing good. I tracked her down on Facebook afterwards, and she posted that she was alright. So everyone take a nice deep breath in, and just go ahead and let it out. And just whatever it is that's dwelling on you, that's weighing on you in this moment, and it doesn't matter if it's something big or if it's just something little. Whatever it is, you don't have to hold on to it. Not in this time, not in this space. And allow yourself to just simply be. Be that amazing divine being having a human experience. Realize that you're safe. Realize that you are loved for exactly who you are, for your light and your shadow. Dear, blessed, wonderful Creator, we thank you for this day and we thank you for our lives. We thank you for all the blessings you give in each and every moment and with each and every breath. We thank you for the blessing of all that we are going through, because we know that the more difficult the times, the more we know that you're there. We thank you for all those who are protected, all those who have been safe, and we also ask blessings for those who suffered loss. We thank you so much for our firefighters and for our law enforcement and for all of those who place themselves on the line in order to protect others. We ask that you surround them and their families who are very worried about them in a very special place of safety and gentleness. We thank you, Grandfather Fire, because you teach, you transform, you clear so that new life can happen. And we also appreciate any gentleness that you can have in this process for us. We thank water for coming down and helping to soothe and restore balance to all that are affected by this. We thank the air For we know right now you're burdened with a whole lot of stuff in you, and yet you still clear and move and allow us to be able to take that breath of life. We thank the earth for all that you bear in order to protect us and take care of us. We know that these changes happen in you, and we know that you do everything you can to support us as our mother. We also know that there are times when things are going to happen and we do not blame you. We know that natural things can occur and that we will simply work with you. And we will do our best to learn to take care of you better. Creator, thank you for the love that we offer one another and the love that we receive. Thank you for the support. I thank you for the support, because when you're going through a tough time, there's nothing like knowing that you are loved, and we know that you love us all. We know that each and every person that we care about, you notice, you take care of, and that you help them through whatever hard times as you help us through our hard times. Creator, we ask for an abundance of healing and wealth and love and companionship and friendliness and connection and balance for all of your creation. And we know that no matter how difficult the times get, your will never take us where your grace will not protect us. For all your creation to the next 7 generations and beyond, we all hope that you have a wonderful day. Aho Matako Yasin, Ago, 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 by earth, sea, and sky, blessed be, Namaste, Salam Alaikum, Shalom, Amen.
Thank you very much. This is our time when people make announcements. I would like to make an announcement. I heard from Reverend Glenn Dunning. He's a UCM minister in Mill Valley, and he and his wife Chen Lee are collecting things for the people who were evacuated. And I said, what would you like? Would you like clothes? Would you like? And he said, what we'd like is to help the homeless that were homeless to begin with.
Yeah.
Because all of the food and all of the resources they had went to the fire victims, and the people who were homeless are having a very, very difficult time. St. Vincent de Paul has kitchen facilities, they have those kinds of facilities, and they're asking for food that is non-perishable to be sent. And so if next week, if you could bring in, whether it's, I don't care whether it's rice and beans or whatever, canned goods, whatever, bring them in. And then we're going to meet Chen Lee halfway and let her take it up there to Mill Valleys, and to support one of our UCM ministers at this time, I think is really wonderful. They barely escaped. They were in an area where the fire came within a quarter of a mile of their house. And so they were evacuated and didn't know what they were going to go back to. And Reverend Glenn had major brain surgeries 3 times for cancer. So it's a little difficult for him to move rapidly. So we're so glad that they were able to go back to their home and all that. And so if you are interested, you can bring things in next Sunday. And St. Vincent de Paul, if you want to send anything directly, or if you're going up that way, is on Wilson Street in the Santa Rosa. So we were talking about money, we were talking about gift cards, all of that is great. But when I heard of somebody that was actually feeding people and needing food to do it with, I thought that's a pretty good group that we could work with.
So they would like big bags of rice, big cans of,
Yeah.
because
they
big
have
cans of beans back
Corey
there. that-
has a lot of that.
They have the storage facility because they're used to feeding the homeless. So yes, Dr. Eileen.
Also, something that people can consider is including some dog food or cat food,
Yeah.
because
Dog
many
food,
of our
cat food,
homeless
yeah.
have cats and dogs,
Right.
and, you know, a lot of the shelters may or may not be able to accommodate that. So if you can throw in like maybe a can of dog food or a can of cat food, that would probably be really helpful.
Be great.
And those would be good to be in small cans.
Yes.
Right.
The
So
small
that they
cans.
could, perfect, thank you.
Okay, so
very
things for the
much.
homeless would be like where you can pop the
They're gonna
can.
cook, no, they serve food.
Okay.
The homeless can go there and they serve, the St. Vincent de Paul has been doing this for, I wanna say centuries. Yeah, they are very,
long
very
time.
good. And, they are a nonprofit that, I've heard disgruntling things about a lot of, different kind of, charities, but never about
Not
St.
from
Vincent
St.
de Paul.
Vincent.
Never.
They are just a very, very good group of folks.
My mom calls them St. Vinny's.
Yeah.
She visits there a lot.
That would be great. Okay, Laura, how's yoga doing? What's going on with that?
This Wednesday we are setting the altar, and I'm asking anyone who is interested in coming in around 12:30 on Wednesday. We will set it right here. Also, I brought
Wait,
you.
just tell them, just a minute. It's for the Day of the Dead. So if you have any thing that, any of your little skulls, if you have anything that you see is appropriate for the Day of the Dead altar, please bring it with you, and when you come in next Sunday, this will all be this beautiful, beautiful Day of the Dead altar.
And
Thank
we're
you.
gonna be doing it all. Yeah, and Corky has the handout that I promised you with the rights of the departed that I brought in. But today I brought you something that I said this, the congregation has to have this. Respiratory herbs for smoke inhalation. A beautiful list so if anyone is interested, I made a few copies. I'm sure we can make more. Things that you will find in your kitchen, because this is the beauty of Ayurveda. The medicine is in your kitchen, in the kitchen cabinet.
Nice.
So things like licorice, turmeric, tulsi, peppermint, etc., etc. They were going to be. This explains to you how it is supportive of respiratory health, not just respiratory health, smoke inhalation problems, because the smoke inhalation has an added. It's not just a respiratory infection. It's the added problem of particles that are there and that are clogging your nostrils, your sinuses and everything, and going into your lungs, into your organs. Now that saline solution is wonderful. Go ahead and do your saline wash. Washing like you wash when you have a congested chest. Chamomile drops work beautiful. But there is the fat-soluble heavy metals and toxic stuff that does not wash out with saline solution. Now, for that, today only, because I'm sorry I cannot do this every time, because I'm not going to be here next week, etc. So for that today, I pulled out my Nasya. Nasya is a treatment in Ayurveda whereby you drop this, sesame oil with safflower, and has some herbs. One of them is turmeric. And so what happens, and I will be putting in the Nasya treatment, we do a head massage kind of thing, warm up your nostrils, warm up your sinuses, and drop this oil in your nostrils. What this does is it pulls, it's a process called chelation. It pulls the heavy metals, it pulls the non-water soluble particles and washes them out before they go into your lungs. And these are the things, guys, that create Alzheimer's and create all kinds of things. All these heavy metals that lodge deep into the organs, you can't get them out of there unless you do a panchakarma. And a very well done panchakarma is the only treatment I know. Our modern hospitals don't even know how to deal with that. Once it's gone into your organs, you're on your own. You have your cancer, it's going to have to be surgery. Pull it out, cut it off. Well, in Ayurveda has a way of pulling these toxins, these things from your organs. And one of them is this Nasya, is a karma. It's one of the 5 karmas, panchakarma. Nasya is one of them. other actions in the body will also be helping. But for this particular smoke inhalation time, even if we don't think we are inhaling the smoke, there are particles there. I mean, Creator has been incredibly merciful to be blowing the wind in the right direction towards the Sierra. But in the beginning, I don't know if any of you, for the San Rafael fires, we were having the smoke in all the way to this valley. And now more so with the Bear Creek. And this, just because we haven't gotten it today, doesn't mean that, you know, the wind changes and maybe in a couple of weeks, some of that smoke is going to drift over here. So be mindful of that. You can do this, Nasia. I will, Today I am going to be after lunch, around 12 or so. I'll be treating people for love donations, you know, only. Anyone who's interested in having a Nasia treatment done, you know what I'm talking about. Yes. She knows. We like to do each other because, you know, some people are a bit squirmy about these things. You know, hey, you're going to put oil where? Well, yeah, it really. And people who have experienced nausea, let me tell you, your sinuses decongest. It's a protectant too, because it coats your epithelial tissues. It coats the inner membranes. And then it doesn't just protect you when you do it, it strengthens and continues to protect you, even a few days after, okay? So if you are interested, I'm going to be in my room. Just come by and, you know, I'll treat you. I'll do it for you.
Thank you so
And
much.
the respiratory herbs, I made a few copies.
Good.
We
Encourage
might,
you to make
if
more
everybody
copies
wants
if we
one.
need it.
I figure some people will just not be, you know, just, I don't, but I know some people definitely want it. So let's see if we need more than what I brought. I brought about 10 of these.
Thank you so
Okay?
much. Okay.
So
Thank
this is
you.
my gift for you today.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
and
you.
and today you have quesadillas.
Okay, thank you. And also, don't forget, she's our yoga master. And we have yoga on Wednesday mornings, and for any of you who want to come by and do yoga, she does gentle yoga. So that means that you don't have to be a size 0 to do yoga. I sit in a chair and do yoga. It's open to anybody, and it's wonderful. Thank you so very much. And Chris, you had your hand up, and you've got a fantastic haircut. Good morning, Chris Brown.
This is my day to be different. I was thinking of Dean this morning. So there's a song that we're gonna sing, some of us are gonna sing next week, right? And so, La Llorona, I brought the John Baez version. So, if anybody would like to join the choir just for next week, I thought we could maybe meet like after we get a bite to eat or something,
Okay.
and just go over it once. Is there anybody, don't pay attention to this when other things are going on, is there anybody who'd like a copy of the words in Spanish now?
In Spanish?
Maybe we can do that afterwards?
I forgot the music, Chris, do you still need it?
Yeah, we'll do it.
I'll email it to you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and yes, Mel. Did you know this basket has a lot of socks in it?
Yeah, I've already put them in my car.
Okay, good for you.
So, those of you who don't know, I work in San Francisco in a methadone clinic. And a lot of our clients are homeless. A lot of them have HIV. We're now doing a lot of treatments. Hepatitis C, the cure now. We treat for TB and psych issues.
And could you speak just a little bit louder?
Okay. And I've started collecting socks because most of our people are homeless, and a lot of them don't have access to certain clothing. Socks and underwear, I understand, are the least donated items for homeless shelters. And so I've started asking for help in collecting socks, and we've collected over the last couple of years, I would say about 1,500 pair of socks.
Yay!
Right here. And so you guys have brought us that many socks. But I'm out, except for what was in the basket today. And the rain the other day snuck up on a lot of people. So, and I unfortunately didn't have anything to offer them.
And they use them for bandages.
Yeah, some of them actually use them for bandages. I have one guy whose wound has completely healed, and another guy whose his kind of is close, and then he's kind of waxing and waning on it, but it's close to being healed. So, if any help that you guys can give me, I prefer new socks because we have had some issues with bed bugs there, and they kind of get squeamish when we get used stuff. But yes.
Is white preferred, or are colored okay, or?
Yeah, white is preferred. Some people like the black ones, but they take whatever we can give them, and they're very happy with it. What I've had left over are the little ankle socks that some people donated for ladies, and even a lot of the ladies still don't even ask for the cute socks. They want the comfy, thick, warm ones. Yeah, so those are more preferred. The thicker, warmer, and longer socks. But any help you guys can give, we greatly appreciate it.
Do you still need
Costco has a great deal.
Yeah,
Really?
Costco, even Dollar Tree, Walmart.
you still need sanitary, hygienic things like
A
toothbrushes?
little, not as much.
Okay.
They actually get a lot of that from the hospital.
Okay.
And we don't get as many as we need, but, and toothbrushes, we have plenty right now.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
A lot of people don't have teeth.
Jen?
Goodwill's also, they have packages
Oh,
of
yeah.
brand new socks.
Yeah.
The white, long,
Yeah.
Oh, tube socks.
Yeah, and,
Sure.
Just real quick, I want to let you know, I heard from Amanda, and she's okay, you know, she moved to Santa Rosa, but it wasn't near her, and so she sends her love to everybody. She called me twice.
Thank you. Yeah, Dr. Eileen and I had also talked to her, so thank you.
And also, if you could keep my friend, Yvonne in your prayers, on Tuesday, she had 13 and a half hours of surgery on her, to remove the tumors in her throat. It's a clinical trial with a robot, and she's still at Stanford, and she's gonna make it, because she's a strong lady, but she needs our prayers.
Sure.
We'll do that when we do our trip out there, yes.
I'm wondering too if the St. Vincent de Paul's, do they distribute clothing as well?
Yes, I think they
Yes, they
do.
distribute
And Catholic
clothing.
Charities.
Okay.
But
I'm
right now,
wondering
they
if-
are overwhelmed with clothing.
Okay.
It has been, the outpouring of clothing has been incredible.
Well, I
And
always-
so, since Jen Lee is there in Mill Valley and she's communicating with everybody, I kind of use her as the person who knows what's happening. Also, for those of you who know, Sue and Beth, they did fine, their house is
Yeah,
fine.
they're fine too.
in Santa Rosa.
Yeah, thank
Go
you.
ahead. I'm gonna step
Also,
back.
thank you.
Okay, thank you.
everybody.
Thank you, Mel.
Yes, listen,
Undocufund.org is a grant place that is collecting money for the undocumented that have nothing to do with getting anything from the
no,
government.
federal, yes,
Okay.
yes, thank you so very
Did
much.
you hear the
Anybody else?
prisons
Yes,
rate
Sean.
$4,000?
So this
No.
coming Thursday, I do my shamanic sound healing evening once a month, last Thursday of each month at Inchantations. The last 2 years that this has fallen in October, it's been really close to either the very end of October leaning into November 5th or sometime right around Halloween or All Hallows Eve or Samhain. This month it's actually coming up quite early. So it's interesting. I'm used to doing some sort of acknowledgement of the ancestors, and this year it doesn't feel close enough. It feels like I'm distanced from it. So I'm not going to be doing that this year. I'm going to be doing something different. What's popped in is something about connecting or understanding the relationship of science and its understanding of the heart. I don't know what it means yet because I always get my message the day of, but I always get a preliminary because I have to put my flyer together. So I'm like, what does this mean? So I don't know what's going to happen on Thursday, but we always do a guided journey before we step into doing the chanting and the sound healing part of the evening. So it's going to have something to do with science and the heart. It's a mystery, but it sounds kind of cool. So this coming Thursday, Inchantations in Campbell, starting at 6:30. If you can make it, there's a couple flyers on the back table too.
Thank you so much. Also, Wednesday night is a ministerial forum for you if you are a healer or a minister or if you are ordained. whatever, as far as UCM is concerned, that you are a minister, and because you've gone through a certifying program of some kind. And we get together and we talk about what it is to be a minister. And that's one of the things that quite often it changes as you get older, or as the people you're working with change. So if you want to find out more about your ministerial route in life, join us. We're at the UCM headquarters, and it's very interesting to find out how people look at being a minister and what they're doing with that ministry. So it starts at what time?
7 to 9.
7 to 9. Wednesday. Yeah.
And I was wondering if Janet could give us a little preview of what she's going to talk about on next Sunday.
Well, we are going to have what I call a synthesis, because I've heard from several people that are going to be a part of the service. So I will be the facilitator of all of us joining in to honor our ancestors, to celebrate Dia de los Muertos, and bring in our essence of our beautiful Laura, who will not be here, but our altar, our ofrenda will be here. And I encourage you to open up your heart to that ancestor connection, because right now we really need it. And so it's just an invitation to feel the love. And as one of my clients beautifully said, I have a heart hotel, Janet. Everybody I love is in my heart hotel, whether they have died or whether they're still living. This gives us a chance to connect even deeper to our heart hotel, to our connections, and as a wonderful Dr. Eileen says, unto the 7th generation. So we're going to invite you to really come in and experience the cradling of that connection.
And please bring pictures of
Yes.
your relatives who are, if you want to add pictures of relatives maybe you're having problems with, bring them. Bring the pictures of relatives who've passed. We're going to have tables here for you to put up the pictures so that other people can send in positive energy. So we'd love for you to join in this celebration.
Friends and relatives.
Friends and relatives, yeah.
All of our people. And, just be prepared to have some of your grief healed just by doing that process of honoring and cleaning up any unfinished business. And on Friday, my friends, what do we have? Rejuvenation Retreat, our HIV and AIDS Rejuvenation Retreat. And I am very excited because we have a secret person coming for our art project.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. So come to our Rejuvenation Retreat. Please let people know. We meet here from 9:30 to 4, and we take over the whole house, thanks to all of the wonderful practitioners that work and live here, and our wonderful Reverend Dottie. All of you contribute to making it such an amazing day. So I hope to see you. Rejuve Retreat.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else have any announcements today? Yes, Lori.
Anyway, just one quick comment. I know our announcement time is extended, but I do have to say thank you to everyone for your loving prayers and some of you who sent monetary gifts and things like this. So I went to Texas, and one of the reasons that you're eating the way you're going to eat today is because my son's home is messed up and my daughter-in-law couldn't cook for me, so I came back and made the stuff that I wanted, that I couldn't get when I was there. I had not imagined what I would see. The walls have been put back together, but my kids are kind of like walking through sawdust and sheetrock and all these kinds of things. I never would have had that impression, but they are living in their home, okay, for the most part. And so they're eating out a lot. So those gift cards and the monetary things come in handy when you're feeding 3 teenagers.
Oh, wow.
That sort of a thing. So they're trying to regain some normalcy to their life. And in the meanwhile, on the second front of that, my sister, who was diagnosed with end-stage stomach cancer, when we returned to MD Anderson with her, they redid some tests, and I swear this is totally about prayer, because she would not do what I told her to do with changing anything to do for herself. So the prayers worked, and when they got in, and we've been kind of like reduced to a stage 3.
Yay!
So that's hopeful, and she's kind of having some ups and downs, but the prognosis right now is that she will begin her chemo at the end of this month. And if it shrinks the tumor enough that they can remove it, and so that is our prayer, to see that as a done deal, that we will be able to shrink that tumor and it can be removed and she can have a full recovery. They did do some biopsies on some other things to kind of see where cancer cells might have infiltrated, so we're also praying that no cancer cells in the lymph, okay? So keep those positive prayers coming for us, and she is, we're expecting her to fully recover.
Wow, that's a miracle.
Did you say her name?
Her name is June.
June.
Yes. We call her Tiny.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, well, she ain't been tiny for a long time, but that's what we call her. Anyway, but I do believe that our prayers have actually gone forth to support her and to give us any measure of hope and recovery.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for your contributions and your prayers.
Thank you, and thank you for the wonderful meal we're going to have this afternoon.
It's all, she brought what'd you bring?
Quesadillas.
Yum.
And so we've got charro beans and tortillas and quesadillas and everything.
Mexican
It's totally
fiesta.
Mexico today.
And devil eggs.
And devil eggs.
Yay.
Okay, thank you so very much. And if the musicians could come forward, please. Our Reverend Dr. Janet Childs and our Reverend Michael Himmler.
Sean Michael.
Michael, look at your, what did I say?
Michael. You were right. You were half right.
You're half right.
You got the part that they usually forget.
It's okay because this is the month of calling me Michael. It's October.
It's Michael.
I'm sure I said Sean Michael, but that's okay.
Mic drop.
I thought you were supposed to do that at the end.
I didn't even think I was that funny. And I go to put your feet flat on the floor. And unburden your lap. Just let your hands just kind of go limp. Lower your shoulders. Feel those shoulders just lower down. Our shoulders are an indication of stress and worry when they get higher and higher, closer to our ears. Take a nice deep breath. Completely relax. Each one of you is a child of God. And our Creator has many names. In many faiths, many religions, and many peoples. Called the divine. Mother, Father, brother. Whatever you call the Creator and however you see the Creator, right now bring that image into your heart. And visualize that image coming into your heart. And if you want to, take your hands and cross them over your heart. Just to feel that being right there, right now. God is not just a God of being out there. God is a part of you. You can deny God's presence. You can deny the Creator's energy, but it's there. Many of you have wandered away. And that's okay, God is still there. And as you're following the sound of my voice, we're going to keep reminding you that you are a child of God. The energy flow you feel with the first breath in the morning. The feeling you get when you put your feet flat on the floor. The wind blowing through the trees. The rain as it falls on the land. The sun as it shines and nurtures everything. All of this is part of the Creator. The is, the one. Let's just take a walk. A walk on the earth. A walk on the mother. our Mother Earth and our Father Sky. And as you walk along on the earth, feel the land beneath your feet. And feel yourself taking a step and putting your feet on the land. And then another step. And let the energy from Mother Earth come up through the bottom of your feet. And let it come up all the way through all the chakras in your body, all the way up to your heart. And feel the love. The love of the land, the love of the Mother Earth, the love of the Father, the love of all there is right now encapsulated in your heart. The people on the planet are kind and loving people who quite often lose their way. But as you take another step, realize you're connecting with all the people who have ever walked on this path, the path that you're traversing. And then they take another step and feel yourself becoming whole and complete with the love of these wonderful, wonderful energies of Mother and Father. Each one of you is so perfect, but sometimes you forget. Right now, as you take another step, you become aware of your perfection. And as you look around, you see that you're in a beautiful valley. A beautiful valley of love and hope and dreams. A place where sometimes only appears in movies, but it truly is a place for you. A place for you to find your way. And the way of your life is the connection between the spiritual energy that is all around. Just sit there quietly, experiencing love of the Mother Earth, love of Father, love of that Creator that has made all there is. Feel that energy pour into you as you listen to our wonderful musicians.
Oh, Creator, I come to you.